So we brushed over it before. Deshaun Watson is now not in the clear. Everybody thought it was just going to be a 6th game, and that's the end of it. NFL comes back down, says, not so fast. And this goes back to what I was saying when this suspension came down. I said, you either suspend him for 0 or you suspend him for everything, because you can't just meet in the middle because you're trying to save face. This is the NFL actually saying, hey, look, we're not as big a piece of shit as everybody thinks we are. Because,
no, they are.
No, but I'm saying, like, I think that this is them trying to really save face. Like, this is Goodell saying, look, I'm sorry. This ruling from this judge is not enough for somebody that just tarnished the shield or tried to tarnish the shield.
To me, it's the opposite. To me, it's Goodell and the NFL trying to take power back. In this situation, that's exactly what it is. So, to me, you have Goodell that's being the decider. You're telling me that the judge that went to whatever school they went to and did all what they had to do in the legal system to get to the point that they're at to be a judge, her ruling is shit, and Roger Goodell is going to come in and say, no. Like, based off of the evidence and the facts, maybe it was the 5 cases, but that's what the NFL presented to them. So in the appeal, Roger Goodell can't even factor in another shred of anything. It's only the 5, right? So...
Realize what you just said, though? It's only the 5.
No, Dave.
You know what I'm saying?
Dave.
But no, that's what I'm saying. Like,
no,
it's crazy that we're even saying that.
What's the difference? What if
it's 1, it should be something crazy.
No, it should not. Not if they investigated it and then they found out 6 games. That should. I'm not saying we don't know enough, right? So to sit here and say, 5, that's a lot. It could be 5 terrible people that accused him, like way worse than him. Do you know one of them?
No.
Right?
I'm not in the room. I'm not in the courtroom.
Exactly. So
maybe these are some egregious things.
But I don't think it's the NFL saying, like, you know what, we're saving face here. The NFL only cares about one thing and one thing only, and that's money. It's not.
Well, if that's the case, then he'd be not suspended, because him on the field draws more ratings than him off the field.
I think
that's the truth. Is it not? For Cleveland,
the owners,
Cleveland's market sucks
right now. It's like the writing is on the wall. To me, it's going to be a full year, because if that's what the NFL is pushing for, the NFL is pushing for an indefinite suspension, which is typically a year, and a heavy fine. And the guy that's overseeing it works, he's employed by the owners. It's Roger Goodell. So if that's what the NFL wants, then Roger Goodell is the guy that decides it. That's what they're going to get. It's not like he's going to be like, you know what? And this is final, which I feel like it's opposite.
All right, go ahead.
It should be Goodell and the NFL decide what happens, and then the actual judge oversees the appeal. Because
you're right. 100%. I don't think Roger Goodell, the commissioner of the NFL, should be the judge, jury, and executioner at all. Hawaii Mike came in and said the judge had access to all the presented information, so we know that already. What I think is going to happen is this, and I'm not paraphrasing. I'm just making an example here. The 6 games that he got suspended for, right? Goodell's going to be like, basically, in layman's terms of how we speak to each other. No, fuck that. It's a year. That's without any but there's other cases, and it's almost like I'm done with this guy. He's out for a year.
Or what it's going to be is they're going to add up the contract and the games that he's that it should be, right, and they're going to give him a stiff fine that what those games would have cost him. Does that make sense?
Can he play while this is under investigation right now?
Yes, that's the problem.
But it's not going to happen. I read the whole article.
2017 happened to Zeke.
Yeah.
All the appeals and shit, the second Supreme Court's blah, blah, blah.
This is
throughout the whole thing he played.
6 years ago, they've since have done a lot of these things where there's been an appeal, and they expedite this shit now because of the debacle that went down.
Well, bro, they got a month, if not less, to get this done.
I read the article.
This ain't going to go to a federal court.
What do you think is going to happen? Everything was saw already. Everything. It's literally going to be like.
Well, you just said it's going to be Goodell flexing his muscle
that's
here.
What it
that's what's going to happen.
So it doesn't need to take a month. Goodell, they already know what they're going to do. This is going to be expedited. It's going down.
So then this happens this week. What's the holdup? You know what I mean? Like within the next, I want to say 24 hours. It'll be done. We'll find out exactly what he's going to get, because Goodell doesn't have to. Goodell already knew everything that's happened. He already saw the information. He saw everything that was presented. He was sitting in the courtroom or if it even is a courtroom, this judge who saw everything, the 5 cases or whatever the case may be, she saw it. She didn't like it.
Casey Hammond's comment for the win.
Oh my God, dude.